Welcome, welcome, welcome to a special edition of the Disc Dungeon. I am Joe Dove, host of 2bscene.com's Disc Dungeon, a music podcast, and we are doing a very special edition with the host with the most, a podcast extraordinaire himself, AJ Orsini from the Orsini's Uncensored Mind, AJ Orsini himself, AJ Orsini. I think I said your name enough times.
Multiple times.
But
More times than my wife
why
usually does.
not? It's a great name. Now, do not be confused, ladies and gentlemen. He is not literally my blood brother. We very similarly have even similar hairlines, smiles, and looks. But AJ Orsini is an icon from the local indie circuit and on the AJ Orsini's Uncensored Mind. And I'm going to take away this Price is Right, Mike, and get into the regular episode.
I'm good, man. I'm good to go.
Awesome.
I'm ready.
Awesome. Hey, thanks for joining me here in the dark depths of the Disc Dungeon. Now, it's not my normal spot. We're doing a special.
Why is it mine?
Yeah. We're doing a special one-off, and we are going to get into your personal favorite wrestling themes. So
I got so hard when you told me this was the topic.
Oh, yeah. I said, I want to do a special episode regardless. Now, a lot of things have changed. My normal co-host is not with us. That's Julian Valencia.
Yes.
Going on vacation, but his vacation got postponed, and we're going to be doing an episode anyway. So we're doing a special one-off, just you and me, talking about wrestling themes.
It's the way that these things work out. Was it canceled due to COVID reasoning, or?
No. His vacation's not canceled. It just got pushed back into the night. I have no idea, but I hope he has a lot of fun. And I'm still working with him tomorrow, so everything works out well.
There you go. See, now you're just doubling up the work on yourself at this point.
Nah, I love doing this. This is probably my favorite thing. I even got special lighting behind me, behind the camera, so I look like super shiny. Like
I just got my lights in yesterday.
The ones that I recommended?
The ones that you recommended. I also purchased the green screen and hooks.
Ooh.
Still waiting for the hooks. For some reason, the apparatus and the screen were delivered separately. No clue why. Also, just got. You could tell Daddy's been spending some money.
Yeah.
I'm talking to you guys now on a brand new computer that my wife had purchased. That somehow became hers.
Oh, nice.
The deal was I was gonna get a new laptop. She'd get the old one. But she's been doing all of her work because we're doing all this distance learning stuff on this laptop, so I haven't been using it. So I just bought another one.
Nice.
And that other one will bend this one over and do it in the caboose. That's how badass my new laptop is.
Nice. Is it a Mac?
Yeah. No, sir.
I know.
This is a real laptop.
Oh, okay. So it's a Mac Pro.
I'm so angry at your comment, I dropped my phone.
So let's get into it, brother. I just wanted to say thank you for joining me. I'm super excited to have you.
I love doing stuff with you, man. You're cool. We don't just look similar; we think similar.
We do.
Yes.
Now I've got on my phone a list of 5 top wrestling themes and entrances that just stand out in my world. We didn't take notes. This is all off the cuff.
You just said wrestling themes. I've been training for this for 37 years. So I'm ready to go.
And so
I'm curious who's on your 5, though. See, I didn't realize we were putting a 5 together. I could do that right now if you're asking me to do that, but I'm very curious as to what your 5 is.
Oh, okay. So no particular order. Okay. Wrestling themes are really what makes or breaks a guy. If you hear that theme coming out, you know that all right, some shit's about to happen, or a jobber's coming out because it's super generic. It all depends on how that guitar groove goes, or currently how the MIDI goes in the synthesizer room when they're making the new wrestler's theme.
Now, not a whole lot of bands involved now.
Yeah. Now, it's evolved. It's evolved. We had the rock and wrestling in the 80s when Hulk Hogan first started. He used to come out to Eye of the Tiger. I don't know if you remember.
Yes.
That. Yeah.
I do recall. Yes, absolutely. 1 second, sorry.
Yeah, no problem.
It just fell over. Okay, sorry. Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah.
Wasn't he capitalizing on the Thunder Lips deal?
Oh yeah, Thunder Lips. You need a sex god in your life.
The ultimate male.
The ultimate
the ultimate meatball. Yes, absolutely, love.
Yeah. And that's one of those. And then Legion of Doom were gifted Queen for a little while, and I was remember that they used to come out to.
I do remember Queen. I more distinctly remember one of their original themes. I was more adapted to their Iron Man theme. The NWA. That shit hit. That was your ass.
Yeah, you knew
that
they
was
were
like
coming
the 80s
out.
version of the glass breaking. Yeah, that was.
Yes.
You were gonna do some work that night.
Yes.
Even some of the best workers will tell you, I loved working with the Road Warriors because you knew you were going to make money. But if you're working with the Road Warriors, you're also going to do a lot of work because they don't come off their feet, which means you have to come off your feet.
You're doing the bumps. They're not bumping.
You're taking all the bumps tonight, baby. But you're going to make a lot of money.
You are.
You're going to make a lot of money working with the Road Warriors, but you're going to do a lot of work too. So,
and I looked up some of the Road Warrior stuff because of the rock and wrestling in the 80s area, which is what I grew up in. I didn't exist in the 70s, so I had no choice. But
well, if you're going to mention the Road Warriors, then you're talking about a different company. The rock and wrestling thing was more of a WWE.
Yeah.
And they weren't with the WWE at that time. They were with the NWA. In the NWA days, very few guys had music. They didn't really pick up music. Since we're doing a wrestling theme episode, let me just go ahead and just say this now.
That's why you're here.
A lot of the wrestling stuff back in the day the wrestling thing didn't really pick up until like the early 90s, late 80s for certain people.
Right, like Piper
superstars had music. If you weren't making top bill or main eventing or drawing any money, you just walked your ass to the ring and that was it. You had yourself a wrestling match and you left. Yeah. People are very familiar now with Ric Flair's theme, which was with a and they have their own version of it now, but a lot of people don't know that the reason he was given that theme, and he was given the original actual 2001 Space Odyssey theme, whatever, originally as part of a special entrance. It wasn't supposed to be something that was continuous, but the entrance got over so well, they saved it for bigger shows. So not even Flair came out to music a lot. It was always for the Starcades and the Great American Bash tours where they would start bringing out that song just for the pomp and circumstance of it. And he made the entrance so fantastic that it's something that obviously travels him today. In 2020, he still comes out to that same fucking song. So it's like you said earlier at the beginning of this, wrestling themes kind of make or break characters. Wrestling themes are uniquely tied to these people, sometimes forever. That's why it's very difficult for certain people to change their music up over time. It must be done to a degree, but it's very, very, very difficult. I mean, Shawn Michaels has two different eyes going in two different directions, but he is still the sexy boy. We have to hear the sexy boy.
Yeah.
Or it's just not a Shawn Michaels entrance. So
yes,
it all really depends, yeah.
So I was doing some research. It's funny you mentioned the Nature Boy Ric Flair. Nature Boy Buddy Rogers originally came out to Pop and Circumstance, which is mentioned.
Again, similar situation, big shows.
Yeah.
Just for the atmosphere of it to give a little bit more oomph to the main event. Yeah, he can definitely come up with that. Yeah. But the old Macho Man, right?
Yeah, and the Macho Man took it over. Oh yeah, we're gonna get in that ring, brother, and we're gonna take it. But
I think everybody has a Macho impression, right?
Yeah, mine's terrible. So when I was younger, I was better at it.
If it's coming from here, it's not terrible. If it's coming from here, it means something.
Exactly. But by far, Macho Man's theme always got me off my feet. And he's in like this.
Macho Man fucked me up for graduations.
When I graduated, my mom was like,
I try to be subtle. Everyone at my show knows that I'm furthering my education. I'll be graduating in about a year, and I have a distinct feeling in that robe. I'm going to at least one time. I'm going to hit the dean with it. You did it.
Yes.
I know I'm going to do it. I know I can't. I won't be able to resist. I'm sure. Especially, you know how I am in front of an audience.
Yes.
It's going to be a bunch of people looking at me. I'm going to do something stupid. I'm sure.
You better do it. And I hope your wife films
That's the one song they will be playing. I'm sure I'm going to grab. I might even. You know what? I'll make it official here in this dungeon. I'm going to probably add some tassels to my robe.
Oh, yes.
I'm going to try to record it, and I'll let you guys see it.
You got the tassels on your cap and gown and the ones on. Yeah. But yeah, you know what? His theme always stood out to me. It was classical. When Macho Man came out, especially with Elizabeth, it seemed classy. And you knew somebody was going to get fucked up because Macho Man was an excellent performer. And I've heard the stories where he would go over matches and go over spots over and over again. And
Well, not so. He was very critical of definitely spots like where he needed to be and what he needed to do. But what made him infamous wasn't just the actual movements. It was the reason why he was so concerned is he wanted to tell the full story.
Right.
It wasn't like today where it's spot, spot, spot. Here I am. Look at me. I'm an athlete. It's like we have to be at a certain point by like November. We have 3 months to do that. So how do we tell that story from here to November? Okay, this is what we're going to do. All right, so each match now has to fit this description. This. I'm not doing an elbow drop here, but I'll do it here. I'll come off the top rope here, but not to the outside. I'll save that for November.
Yeah.
He gets very technical. He'll get
super detailed.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like that song fit him. It fit him because it's so over the top. And it's not an expected wrestler's theme because it's very orchestral and it's very, unlimited. And I respected that a lot. It was really cool to hear.
I always felt this theme music matched his outfits.
It's very
if you
grand.
See someone walk into the middle of the street dressed like that.
Yeah.
You would think he's either crazy or a maniac, like to the point like serial killer. But if that song's in the background, you're not as worried. You're like, he's very majestic. It's what.
Yes, exactly. Perfect.
It's not that crazy. There's a reason for all that.
Yeah. So that's my number one. My start.
Number one. Okay.
Yeah. We're gonna do 1 through 5. Number 1, not
meaning
no
particular order, right?
Yeah, no particular order. Yeah. No. So let me hear yours.
I will give you the first one that always comes off the top of my head, and I can be honest with you and tell you that because of my expertise, should I keep it within the? This is your show. Should I keep my stuff within the WWE realm?
No, you can go anywhere because one of my tops is AEW. So.
Oh, okay, all right. So there you go. Because I don't know how your audience deals with the whole wrestling deal, but I actually have an AEW one in there as well. And funny story before I name the song. My show, Orsini's Uncensored Mind, I'll plug.
Make sure you plug that. Yeah, that's right.
The theme song for my show, the one that opens every episode, which you can listen to by going to AJO.
That badass rock ballad.
That rock ballad came from a guy named Mickey Ruckus. That's his stage name.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, not Mickey. Mikey. Excuse me. He's going to kill me for that. Mikey, because he gets it all the time. Mikey Ruckus is the one who created that theme song for me, and he created it a while back, and it's a kick-ass song.
It is.
He is the music guy and orchestrator for AEW.
Oh, wow.
I got that theme from him before he got.
I was going to say, did that cost you a lot of money?
No. That's why it didn't cost me a lot of money. He was just a guy making random independent wrestling themes. I met him through another wrestler who I just got his theme made. It was a badass theme, and I was like, dude, who made that for you? I got a podcast. I originally opened up my podcast with an original kind of put together mix from a buddy of mine.
I remember that.
It was never going to be a long-term deal. I wanted something custom made for myself. And I got introduced to Mikey, and we got the song done. And I think within 3 months of him giving me that song, he messaged me, because we always kept in touch. He messaged me letting me know he couldn't do the music anymore because he just got hired by All Elite. So I was like, well, good luck. And if anything should ever happen, brother, I'll gladly give you some more business because he's ridiculously awesome. But the number one wrestling theme, like you said, no particular order. But if I'm really being honest with myself, this is probably my number one. Because I look at wrestling in 2 ways. I look at it as a fan, and of course, I also look at it as the businessman. And wrestling things, to me, it needs to incorporate a little bit of everything. The character, what the guy does in the ring. The music has to be on point. No theme ever encapsulated a performer or a character like the Undertaker's theme.
Oh, yes.
There's no theme that ever encapsulated just the overall vibe, the look, the presentation, the persona, the actual in-ring skill or style, because the Undertaker was always a slow-paced, take your time kind of athlete. Later on in the years, obviously, he got a little quicker, changed it up a little bit, but whenever you hear that gong in any form of life, if you're on the street, you hear a bell gong.
Yep.
You think of the Undertaker and the presentation with the smoke and the purple light, and either coming through the floor or coming out of a casket or druid, however you modify it,
or being slung down from the rafters. Yeah.
That original theme to me will always stand out as one of the preeminent wrestling themes of all time. I have to be fair and honest because there are people from my show who will be listening to this and they're going to call me out on my bullshit. His ministry theme that followed is one of my personal favorites.
Yes.
I have to admit, I have mentioned before that I think I might.
Awesome. No Chance in Hell with the.
Well, that was the corporate ministry one.
Oh yes.
The ministry one was the.
Oh, no, nothing.
Yeah, that one with the Latin tongue.
You know what that's from a movie called Excalibur.
I did not know that. See, there we go. We're helping each other out on this show today.
Go back to 1981 Excalibur.
1981?
1981, when I was born, there was a movie named Excalibur. Everybody who's anybody that you like from Britain is in it. You've got Patrick Stewart, Rutger Hauer, Liam Neeson.
This was before the days they all exploded.
Yeah, way before Taken. So
way
before Star Trek Enterprise. What do you call it?
He wasn't taken yet. He had just been brought. There's nothing to take. He just
played Gawain.
Showed up.
Yeah.
He appeared. He didn't take anything yet.
No.
Actually, no, retrieved. He didn't retreat because someone's taking from him.
Yeah. Right.
So yeah, he has not retrieved yet because they had not taken yet because he was Patrick Stewart.
So he was chilling.
He was chilling with Patrick Stewart.
Yeah.
I did not know that. That's actually pretty awesome. I'm going to look that up. But yeah, the Undertaker's original theme. I have more of an affinity toward ministry. I love that type of music more. Mm-hmm. But the original one with the gong and all that stuff, that stuff right there, that's the stuff of magic right there.
1991 he debuted, and that's that whole 90? Oh,
Survivor Series 1990, November.
With Hogan, right? He was
no, it was Hogan was the next month, December. Okay. What was it? No Way Out of Texas or something like that. It was some special show they did, but he was the mystery 8th man of that 8-man tag team tournament for the $1 Million Man. He was accompanied by his manager, Brother Love. Oh. And they had that original theme, which was the straight organ.
Right. Yeah, that was cool, man. Yeah.
We added orchestra over time. That late 90s version with the boom.
Yeah.
That's woo.
Epic, yeah. So
absolutely.
My next one is none other than Bret the Hitman Hart when he was when they had that really powerful guitar riff in the beginning, that every time I would hear that, I would pop.
That's the older one with the strum with the bing.
Yeah.
Because remember the original one was just that keyboard.
Yeah. Not the Hart Foundation theme, but the
yes. Oh, the one where they changed that guitar key and just brought it. Oh, that was awesome. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
With the little pop, 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 pop.
Yeah.
The little pyro at the top.
Yeah. Exactly. Fun fact about Bret Hart. I've met Bret Hart so many times, actually. I'm surprised he doesn't actually know me.
Oh, God. Let's not get cocky about it, kid.
Hello, Bret. How have you been?
What's up, Bret?
I met him.
Get an ass on the internet, Bret. I see you.
I met Bret
Talk to your boy.
At probably 1990 WrestleFest.
Okay, you met him way back.
Way back when.
I was Intercontinental Champion Bret. He wasn't even a world champ yet when you met him.
Yep, I met Intercontinental Champion Bret. WrestleMania 20, I met WWE Champion, WWF Championship Bret Hart. I went to another WrestleFest. But in between, they had. Have you ever heard of the Westchester County Center?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
WWE used to come to Westchester County.
I was going to say, they used to run a lot of shows over there. I remember one of their In Your Houses being at that particular building. So, yeah, I do remember that.
And Bret, I was one of the kids that Bret gave the sunglasses to.
No fucking way.
Yes.
You don't have no shades?
Oh, I wish I did. When I moved, I lost so much shit.
Oh, Jesus Christ. You lost Bret Hart shades?
I lost Bret Hart. I lost Muhammad Ali vs. Superman comic book. I lost X-Men.
Normal people they lose candles, shoelaces, safety pins, a part of the dinette set. You lost actual memorabilia.
Yeah. Oh, man. I had Razor Ramon a signed Razor Ramon foam belt that I lost.
Signed.
Yeah, because, I don't know if I've said this on your show, but my aunt used to work for Bear Aspirin, who used to be a sponsor.
You did, yes. Yeah. You did mention that, absolutely, yes.
I used to get so much wrestling stuff, and I met so many of these guys. I felt so lucky. I still ride high on these things.
Yeah.
Because I'm such a wrestling fan. But yeah.
See, you have the unfortunate you've been in the situation where I've been in. So a lot of these people that you met, you at the time that you met them, you were a fan.
Mm-hmm.
But you have yourself worked in some wrestling shows yourself.
Right.
You had some actual work experience. So now you know the difference of meeting them at the fan experience and then meeting them as the professional.
Right.
You're not really allowed to
not
be
now.
the fan when you meet them. And I have the opposite of what you just explained. As a fan, I never really got. I went to my fair share of shows, but I never really had a chance to go to Q&As. I never had a chance to do the autograph signings. I never had a chance to meet these people at the Blockbuster video things.
Yeah.
I never really had that chance. So all of the legends that I've had the privilege of meeting and working with have all been in a professional capacity. So even though like I would love to sit there, like, can I get a photo? Can I get I can't do it. So I just gotta like, I gotta hope and pray someone in the audience catches it. I did break that rule twice. There was only 2 times I broke that rule. I broke it for AJ Styles. There's a photo on my Facebook of me and Styles.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
Yeah, that one I listen. I'll admit that was the first time I worked with him, so I fanboyed out. After that, I was a professional. The second one was with Terry Funk. That one I had to listen. I don't know how much longer he's going to be on this earth.
Yeah.
So let me grab that. That's on my Instagram, I think. But yeah, those were the only 2 times. But other than that, it's hard to be a fanboy during that process.
Yeah. So I mean, for Brett's theme, like I said, I love the guitar. It definitely personified excellence, since he was the best there was, the best there is, and the best there ever will be.
Oh, yeah. Nice. Got that one in there.
I slid that right in.
I think you owe Brett some money now.
Yeah, maybe. When he watches, hey, I remember that fat kid.
I'm doing this stuff on the spot here, so I may include some themes here that if I really sat down and thought about it, maybe I would move some things around. Mm-hmm. But my number 2, I will stay in the WWE realm here. But the theme that I'm going to choose isn't necessarily a wrestling theme. It's an actual song that someone used as a wrestling theme. There is a piece of me that will always have a very special attachment to CM Punk's Living Color.
Yes.
Poker Personality theme.
Yes, that's a great song.
It's a great song. First and foremost, no CM Punk at all. That song is awesome. Yeah. I had the privilege of hearing that song, thankfully, before any wrestler ever really used it. Because a lot of people aren't aware of this. Punk's not the first guy to use that fucking song. That song was used by quite a few indie guys when that song first dropped. The reason why I think I have such a personal attachment is I was amongst that wave of smarks, so to speak, because Punk used it in Ring of Honor first. And I've never seen a situation where WWE would use a theme that a wrestler used from another promotion.
Right.
Even in like WCW or ECW, and those were high profile companies. They just always refused to go down that path. And for Punk to take his indie theme and put it on the WWE mainstream level and just took that ride as a fan from the beginning of his career to where he currently was at that time when he became WWE champion. That always stuck in my mind. That night that he came out to confront John Cena with the belt and that song hit, I remember feeling so cool about myself because it was 20,000 people in that building. When that song hit, maybe 20 people knew what the fuck was happening.
And then you were like,
because everybody was quiet. They were like, what the fuck is that song? But you could see, if you watch the video, when that theme hits, there are a few people who fucking just jumped right up because they knew who it was. They were the real fans who'd been following this guy for forever. They knew he was attached to that song. So when that shit, remember, it didn't have a Tron. They didn't play his name. It was for a few seconds. It was just the song until that hook kicked in, and then Punk came out and they turned everything on. So for a few fleeting seconds, unless you were really hardcore wrestling, you had no clue. But I was proud that myself, the people in the room with me.
Myself, sir.
I'm proud of myself.
Well done.
I was proud of the people who were in the room with me, and I was extremely proud of the people that I did manage to catch on screen who were at that Raw, who appreciated that moment for what it was, and it always stuck. Even to this day, I got to see them perform it live. At WrestleMania 29, the first one at MetLife. I was there for that.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And Living Color did it live. So I was like, I was rocking even more. So I'll always have an appreciation for that song. It was a really good song.
That band actually was one of my. They don't think they have too many albums, one or two, but Living Color is a big fan band of my family. My uncle put everybody in the house to that band on because they were an African American lead singer. So it was a big deal for us to get a rocker like that before Lenny Kravitz. So
yeah, we got a few. You guys got quite a few more of them now.
Oh yeah, now it's almost mainstream, but back then it was like, oh well, listen to this. What do we have here?
I didn't realize myself how old that song was before I heard. I had heard of the song before Webster's used it, but even I didn't realize how far back that group really went.
They also had a song called "Love Rears Its Ugly Head," which is a great song. So if you ever get a chance, I'll put you onto that. It's part of the thing we do here in the Disc Dungeon. We put each other on the music, so I'm gonna.
There you go. There you go. I'm down to listen to some more of it.
Yeah, yeah. Now it's funny you mentioned that wrestlers that got bequeathed a song that originated before they came into the scene of songs that had pre-existed them. I'm gonna go with Sandman.
Oh yeah.
Every time that came out, kendo stick, beer to the head, somebody's about to get their ass beat.
Oh my God.
Metallica Enter Sandman. It was a perfect amalgamation of wrestling and rock. And that fits so well. And it's definitely it should be on many people's top lists that are familiar with each.
Even if you're not a wrestling fan, that song needs to be in your personal library.
Yes.
The quick story about the Sandman. So this is something that I went through when I was working the show. It was at a festival, live festival. We were doing a wrestling show within the festival, so there's like live music like across the quad, and there's like hot dog man. It was a festival. We're in Asbury Park, New Jersey. I believe I'm with Game Changer Wrestling at this point. And they wanted to do a Sandman run-in. And which I thought was hilarious because the actual seating area is like benches and shit, and it's not stadium seating. So I'm like, this is gonna look fucking weird. But because we always come through the crowd, he cracks the beer, the whole deal. So I'm like, all right, cool. It's gonna look weird, but F it. This was my first chance to see him do the thing live. So I thought this was great, and I'm ring announcing, so I'm already ringside. So I'm waiting. I was like, I'm gonna wait for it. My only problem was I was so excited for it. I was trying not to play it to the audience that this shit was gonna happen.
Yeah.
So I kind of play the role here. But I remember just before we started the actual show, Sandman was already there. Like people were there mingling and all this other stuff. So they're getting ready to do the show, and I'm getting my notes together. I'm by the music guy and all this different stuff. So the music guy leans over to the promoter real quick because I'm talking to the promoter. He leans over. He goes, "Who's got music for Sandman?" And I said, "You don't have. How do you not have? Like we just said, who doesn't have Metallica on their laptop? So you don't have." He goes, "Let me see what I could find," and he was able to get the WWE Sandman theme. Which is completely different. Not a horrible song, but it did not fit him, and it could not beat the Metallica song.
Exactly.
So I have, obviously, because I'm a human being with a brain in his head, I have every version of that song possible on my laptop, and that was in my car.
Nice.
So I said, which is on the other side of the fucking festival thing. Yeah. So I told him, I said, I've got the theme. If it's that important to you to play, I have it, and I'll go and I'll get it, and I wouldn't even need to bring my laptop back. I will give my laptop the hotspot. I'll send it to him now through like email or some shit, and he can use it. And he was like, "You got like 10 minutes to do this shit." So I'm obese, right? But I can move. So I'm like, all right, cool. This is what we're gonna do.
Something else in common.
I'm cutting. Yeah.
We move fucking well.
Especially in a panic. Yeah, it's like fight or flight. Like I'm fighting. I'm out. I am Usain Bolt looking for the fucking. I get you ever seen the O.J. Simpson Hertz commercial where he's hopping over shit and hitting the spin move and because he's trying to catch his flight? Yeah. That's me trying to get my car to send some Yahoo jackass the fucking Metallica theme. I'm hopping over fucking people laying on blankets. I'm kicking big picnic baskets by accident. I'm huffing.
Yeah.
I get to it. And I get through and I realized when I got to my fucking laptop, I never grabbed his email address.
To
him. So luckily in my car, I have a car charger like plugged into a USB or whatever. I pull that plug out. I slid the fucking track onto my phone, and then
jetted back.
I just use it as a storage device, and I just broke out. I'm ninja rolling through stuff. I think I went underneath a broom at one point. I hopped on the back of a small Hobbit, made it a few feet down.
No.
Whatever I needed to do.
Yeah.
And then I get there, and when I get there, they're playing the opening theme to their company or whatever, which means that's my cue to go out.
Yeah.
So I get there, and I said, here, and I gave him my phone and the plug, and I said, here, I have the song in whatever folder. I gotta go. So I go through the curtain, and I just huffed to the car and back. Sweat. I walked through that curtain like I just went through an Iron Man match behind the scenes. I'm profusely sweating. I already am straight up pit stain. I have the jacket on, but I can feel the Amazon going on.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's
so I get through my introductions. I do all this stuff. The match starts. I get everything started and going. I go to the back to get my phone. Cannot find my phone.
Oh.
I don't know how in 10 minutes he managed to misplace my phone, but he did.
Oh shit.
And guess who found my phone?
Who?
The fucking Sandman.
Oh, that's awesome.
He found it. He just happened to be going through an area. He finds the phone. And I told him, I said, thank God you found my phone. Thank you so much. But just so you're aware, the reason my phone was missing is because fuckhead over here didn't have your theme. I had your theme, and I wanted you to know that. He was like, good looking out, brother. Thank you.
Oh, that's
and when the whole thing was over, me and Sandman just trashed the music guy for like a full 15 minutes.
Nice.
After the show is over, for making all of us work so goddamn hard. Yeah, he will always also have a very special place in my heart too, Sandman. He's a pretty cool.
Definitely. So number 3 for you. Let's hear it.
Number 3 I did the Undertaker theme. I did the CM Punk. Okay, so the third one that I definitely have to put in there, again, very similar to CM Punk with the whole. It's a song outside of wrestling that someone brought into wrestling, and I'm gonna go the WCW route on this one, because one of my favorites, just being in the arena and hearing that DDP, that Diamond Dallas Page, the Nirvana Smells Like Teen Spirit song.
Yeah.
Well, I loved that song before DDP, but when he added the self high five and the building, because I was too young at the time. I never really got a chance to experience Nirvana, the band. I was too young for that, but I got to experience DDP.
Yes.
Which, if you're familiar with wrestling, he is an overly popular character. So when that music down the self, and the building just fucking goes off, that's as close as I'm gonna get to experiencing a live Smells Like Teen Spirit.
Yeah, I mean, it's a shame Kurt didn't make it to the age where we had money to go see his concerts live.
Yeah, I mean, could you imagine like how much like a reunion or like a 20-year anniversary show would do right now? In this
forget it. Even on Venmo, where people would be like, "Yeah, it's online. I'll do it." They would actually
if Kurt would have lived long enough to see what cell phones could do, he probably would have been so fucking upset with the way everything turned itself. I was right. See, look, this is bullshit.
Total trash. Well,
I went out on top.
Well, speaking of total trash, now.
Speaking of total trash.
Depending on your perspective,
yes.
My next number 4 is the Hulk Hogan theme. I Am a Real American.
Yes.
I still have that on my phone, and I'll be driving around, and that starts pumping, and it gets me going.
You're a racist. That's why you still have it.
But I'm not a racist. I'm half black.
The new KKK theme song.
We are the KKK. Now come out to Real American.
As soon as the cross goes out, bam, bam.
I'm real. It's like, damn it.
We are real Americans.
Real American. Now, I love that theme. I've been told that he actually played guitar on that. Don't know how true that is.
I'm sure Hogan's the one that told. He
probably told that. Yeah. Right before I told the black guys to go away, I started playing.
As soon as those darkies was out of the way, we were able to really lay down some tracks.
Yeah,
we really got it down.
Music, yeah.
We're giving him a lot of shit, but you know what? Not for nothing. I mean, throw a dart in that '80s locker room, and I can promise you're gonna hit quite a few anti-African American people.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
He didn't get like that by accident, folks.
No.
That's training and that's repetition.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And even though Hogan's Spanish.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Yeah. But
Yeah, he's Spanish.
yeah. Yeah.
Terry Bollea is Spanish.
He is. He's Honduran or something like that.
His coffee's Honduran, probably.
My coffee is Honduran.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not even 100% the coffee is fucking Honduran. Because he's what 6'6", 6'7", close to 300 pounds. If the euphemism, I don't trust you as far as I could throw you was the real thing, that'd be it.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think I could throw him a few feet. Which I don't think I could. If I could shove him a few inches back.
No.
Which that's how much I trust him. So that's good.
Exactly. But I love that theme song, man. It always gets me going. The minute that and Hogan had a thing that my uncle always caught. It was like, how come he waits till if he's the real American and he won't stand for his friends getting beat up? Why does he always wait till they get beat up to come out?
For dramatic effect. Yeah. One of the biggest pet peeves I have in wrestling, and I don't want to get too technical about it, but saves and run-ins with theme music always fucking bothered me. Why did you wait till your theme to come get me? I'm out here getting my ass whooped by 4 or 5 different individuals, and I gotta wait. And now all of a sudden, because when the theme hits, he's still in the back. Right. Theme hits, waits for his moment, and then he does the run.
Right, so exactly.
Not only are you taking your time to save my ass, but now I'm getting my ass beat to a soundtrack whilst you make your way to the ring.
Exactly.
I'm getting my ass beat to the strum of a and if Hogan played the guitar for the song, it makes it worse. That means I have to listen to your rendition of a track whilst you're man. He's not fast. He's 300 pounds.
Big dude.
So he's not known for his speed.
No.
He's a hefty, dense motherfucker. Who's
exactly.
I gotta get my ass beat by Earthquake and Typhoon. Yeah, while you make your sweet. It's the only time that I ever forgot the idiocy of using your theme in that situation. For some reason, I don't think I'm giving him a pass, but when Austin's theme used to do it. When people used to get beat up and then you heard the glass.
Right.
There was something about the glass that I think helped give that a little situation, because when the glass hit, they would stop beating their ass.
Right.
I don't know if you noticed, but like whenever that glass hit, they would stop and they would turn and be like, "Oh my god!" I almost deep throated my microphone doing that. but you get my point. It's just like, yeah, they'd be hitting. Oh, it's like an anime.
Oh no, Steven, no.
Some of them would straight. You ever notice? Some of them would straight run out of the ring.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't even wait to get their ass like hit, because Steve would fucking run.
Yeah, he wasn't like
Hogan. And he would run down and they would fucking slide right out. And
not today. I'm good.
I'm good, yeah. I will see you guys on the fucking flip side. I'm all set. But yeah, no, good times.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan, that was mine. You're number 4, sir.
I kind of tipped my hat a little bit, but 4 would have to go to Stone Cold Steve Austin here.
That's a great choice.
Again, we're not doing in any particular order, but you know how they always say like that TV show was my childhood, or or that that movie or that character.
Yeah.
That glass is my whole fucking childhood. If there was ever evidence that a sound or a visual could condition the brain to elicit a certain response, if I'm doing carpentry work in a home and we're reinstalling doors and windows and someone accidentally dropped one of the windows, I would just start I had that happen when somebody slammed a door and the window broke, and it had that deep.
Yeah.
That's it.
Stunner.
If I hear glass break, my blood starts to fucking accelerate, and I start to get the. I will never forget in my entire life. I mean, I'm 37 now. Hopefully, I'll live a much longer life than that.
You will.
I'm taking care of myself, so now I've increased my chances
right now. Yeah.
I'm down 25 pounds. Yeah.
Wow.
So
Well, I
far.
put on the quarantine 15, so I
Well, I lost the quarantine 15.
Oh yeah, I lost some weight,
Fine.
and then I put quarantine 15 on. So it's like my aunt was like, "Here's a bike," and I'm like, "Oh great!" And I can ride a bike and drop some of this 15 off.
I've been doing a lot of running in place.
Oh wow,
No, I'm joking.
chasing your son down.
I can't. I can't. I don't know how I will be able to explain to my grandchildren what the fuck that sound means to me, because I'm having a hard time explaining it to my son. My son experienced wrestling live only a few times so far when he's 5, and he loves it. And I thought the loudness would turn him off to it. It's the loudness that he enjoyed.
Oh, dope.
So I would love for him. I would love to be in a situation where there's some surround sound somewhere where I could just pop that shit on and just let him experience that sound. But there is nothing like, I don't know. I'm just preconditioned. There's something about, I don't even fuck the rest of it. Like the rest of it's awesome. But if you notice, every version of his theme, because it changed over time, had that fucking glass. And speaking of the climate that we're in, for those of you who don't know, a little bit more little inside baseball on this music stuff that we're talking about. Steve's music, the original, is Jim Johnson, who was the music guy at the time. It's his rendition of "Bulls on Parade" from Rage Against the Machine.
Wow.
That was the basis of the drum line and the bass line, I should say, of the theme and all that stuff. He had. Was it $1 Million Man's theme for a little bit? They gave him some goofy ass harp music or whatever.
Yeah, I remember that.
And they were like, "Well, you're doing a gimmick change. Do you want something else to come out to?" He was like, "Brother, do something with this." And he pulled a CD out of his car and gave him the Rage Against the Machine album and told him which track, and it was "Bulls on Parade." He goes, "Do something with that," and that's where the rest is fucking history. After that, that's where the song came from, and that for some reason made it more badass to me.
Yeah, I agree.
Because it fit. I mean, Rage Against the Machine and Stone Cold Steve Austin, it's like it's peanut butter, it's jelly, it's ham, it's cheese, it's sausage and low funds. It's the same. It's the same. It's right there to baseline together.
Yeah, fuck the man. That's why it works so well. He'd come out and stun Steve. We want to stun the president. It's so fitting. It works so well.
Do you remember his Alliance theme?
I remember the Disturbed version of his theme.
The Disturbed, right. So the Disturbed version came out after. That was when he came back from his neck injury, and they were trying to ramp the character back up just a little bit. Because believe it or not, it's a little wrestling trick. The more hurt you get, the slower you become in the ring.
Right.
So in order for you to appear as a very similar style performer as before, everything around you has to speed up, which means your music has to be a little harder, your entrance has to be a little harder, your opponents have to be a little quicker and a little better on the sell job. Mm-hmm. So what happens is like, if you noticed, when before Stone Cold's big injuries, he was in the ring with a lot of bigger, more powerful guys, Taker and Yokozuna, and he had a few matches with Shawn and Brett, but those were during storytelling athletic times. Mm-hmm. After the neck injury, he was wrestling a lot more athletes. The Rock, Kurt Angle, those Jericho, Benoit.
Right.
The reason for those matches is because they were able to maintain a speed that was safe for Steve without Steve coming off as a half a step, even though he very clearly, 2 blown out knees and a broken neck, he's half a step.
Yeah.
So you got to be in there with the right people. But that Alliance theme, it was.
Oh, yes.
That was the Alliance theme. Get it? Faster paced theme, faster paced opponents.
Yeah.
So the snail looks like putting a snail on a roller skate. Yeah, he's moving the same.
Here we go.
Speed, but not really. Look, see, not really. He's not really that
fast, but he's not moving anywhere.
Exactly. So a little inside baseball for you guys. So now when you watch Raw and SmackDown, when you hear theme changes, wrestling, like for instance, currently right now, if you're a WWE fan, Rollins changed his theme to that more harmonic, Jesus-y.
Yeah.
And people think that it's because of the gimmick, the Monday Night Messiah. When in reality, and if you don't know the business, you don't know this, the half step, they cut the sound in half, or the speed in half, because he is wrestling in half. He's not wrestling Rollins matches where it's Falcon Arrow, Buckle Bomb. It's more scaring. It's more come into my family type. It's more storytelling based. So he slowed down. So the music slowed down.
Right.
That's how that it's supposed to go, as opposed to what they've been doing.
Yeah, yeah. Now, one of my favorite wrestling themes, though, not on the list. This is my honorable mention.
Ooh, an honorable mention.
Yeah, this is an honorable mention, just to give you a little dig, because I know how you feel about the team that I'm going to mention.
Oh boy.
For those of you watching,
you should go to insult me. Go ahead.
It's Allison Cooper's Demolition. Here comes the axe. Here comes the smasher. I love that theme. I still rock to it.
They are a very heavy favorite for a lot of young WWF fans from back in the day.
Yep.
I'm gonna get off my high horse about it and I'm tapping out on that argument. I'm just gonna let it go.
Future Hall of Famer, excuse me.
I wouldn't hold my breath on that one, my friend. And for the record, because everyone thinks that I'm anti-Hall of Fame for them because of their performance. Actually, no. They're one of the longest reigning tag team champions of all time. They wrestled on top of a lot of cards back in the day, a lot of mixed matches with some of the top elite single stars. I'm going to give them their due. Sure, why not? They were the best second-rate Road Warriors of all time.
Yes.
But the reason I think they will never get in the Hall of Fame is because these guys can't stop crossing the boss. If they can stop suing him and stop downplaying him in the media, they might have a shot. But until then,
oops, I didn't know that. Maybe they will be in the Hall of Fame.
That's the kind of insight you get when you listen to AJ Orsini Uncensored Mind by going to ajolumnetpodby.com every Saturday at 9 p.m.
There you go. Well,
catching my occasional live Facebook thing on Saturdays at 7 p.m.
Yes, absolutely. So do you have an honorable mention before I go to my final?
I do have an honorable mention, which I will give to the AEW theme that I had in mind. Because, I've told Mikey this already, so I'm not hitting anyone below the belt.
Mm-hmm.
But I absolutely hated, but now absolutely love. And I have come full circle on this.
Wow.
That Best Friends theme.
Oh, wow.
Is one of the most brain fucking up songs of all time. Yeah. Best Friends.
Yeah.
When I first heard that, I was like, ugh. I fast forwarded. Now, I don't know. I've heard it because it's the team, right? Mm-hmm. So it's Trent and it's the Kentucky gentleman. Why am I blanking on his name? No, not Cassidy. Chuck Taylor. I don't know why I was blanking on that. Trent and Chuck. So the song plays for them as a team. The song plays for them as singles. The song plays for them as a stable with Orange.
Right.
And then the song plays for Orange. So
they all use it.
I hear that song about 3 times a fucking night. So
that's right.
I got accustomed to it, and I'm just like, all right, that's pretty cool. And I catch myself humming it when I do the dishes or I'm cleaning.
I do it when I vacuum.
I hum it so much now. My son hums it, and he has no fucking idea what I'm humming. Wow. He doesn't know what it's from. But I've caught him on his Xbox. So I will give the man his due. Yes. It was a very, very catchy song, and it's got me by the balls at this point. I can't stop singing it. Yeah.
And I'm glad you said AEW because my rounded out is none other than Chris Jericho's current theme.
Okay. I'm glad I didn't say it earlier. I let you keep your thunder, kid.
Keep my right there. I mean, not only does everybody sing when that song comes out and he comes out, when they had, people in the stands that weren't workers.
or students or friends.
Students,
or people with the antibodies that they're just in Jacksonville. They were just like, fuck it.
Yeah, listen, I test negative for COVID. Can I come?
Just got swabbed yesterday. I'm good.
It hurt. I'm still crying, but can I come in?
My brain still don't think good, but I've seen that test. I want nothing to do with that test. I want nothing to do with that COVID test. Absolutely. I have a problem getting checked for strep. Can you imagine sticking a kendo stick up my nose?
Oh, God,
to the frontal lobe of my brain. Are you fucking? I wear 2 masks and a condom for no reason to go to the store. I take no chances.
Oh, my God. No, I avoided the COVID test. I got sick. Didn't know how sick I really was. And then we did the antibody test because it's like, it's just a prick on the finger. We dabble with your blood. And I'm like, okay. And then
just a little prick.
Yeah, just a little prick. I'm like, wait a minute, is it really a prick, or is it going to be like blood orgy type of blood? We're like, well, let me see. You know? But it was just, and yeah, I had
Come out of Crimson Mask. I'm negative.
Yeah, right? Oh my God. Hold on. Yeah, you're good.
Suck on your good and tuck your toes. Oh, you're negative.
Exactly.
Good job.
But yeah, that song, I ended up getting the download just so that I can hear it in the car, because I just rock out to it. It's such a great song. It probably, I don't know how charts are with the song. I haven't really looked into it, even though I love the song so much. But that song is so catchy. Amy sings it. Even my mom sings it. When we FaceTime, it's playing every now and then, and she'll probably in the nursing home stitching something.
Jesus.
I won't track you down.
It's funny because you worked with Proud and Powerful before. I worked with them. They're good friends of mine that I talked to. I spoke to them today. They play the song on their Instagrams.
Oh wow! Yeah, yeah.
Whenever they're sharing shit, whenever they share shit to promote, they use that song in the background. So I'm hearing it on my fucking TV. I just dropped my charger again. I'm hearing it on my laptop. I'm hearing it on their fucking social media feeds. I'm hearing that song all over the place. I don't like it as a heel theme because it's so good and everyone sings it. But I do love the song, and I'll admit that song got me to listen to the album. I had zero intentions of listening to it. It's now part of my.
What?
No, I'm not gonna say I wasn't a Fozzy fan, but I wasn't a hardcore. I wasn't.
Right.
I wasn't track for track. I wasn't keeping track of release dates and shit.
Yeah.
My first experience to Fozzy was Enemy, obviously because of the WWE pay-per-views.
Right.
Enemy, all that stuff. But and I heard a few songs here and there and about or whatever. But Judas hit, and I was like, whew.
Yeah,
And I was hearing it at shows, and of course, I think everyone's fell victim to this once. You play a song on YouTube, you're not really paying attention. It goes to the next track.
Yeah.
In my case, it played the official video for Judas. And I was doing the dishes, so I couldn't get to the button in time. I was trying to dry my hands. And it went to Painless after, which is another track of theirs that has a video. So that's why I did. And I was listening to it, oh, let me painless. I was like, all right, okay. and I, and I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. And I noticed in the recommended that it had like a playlist of all the album stuff. So I was like, I got a shit ton to do in the house. Play the fucking list. I just had it, and I enjoyed it. I thought it was really cool.
Great work through music.
I'll give it to Judas. Judas got me on board with more of a Fozzy guy. I'm actually, now that I know that they perform on the cruise, I'm a little bit more interested now about this cruise because you get the wrestling show. You're on a fucking cruise.
Yeah.
You get music concert, since we're talking music here on this show.
That's right.
I'm a huge music guy. So I'm like, that sounds like, and if I bring my wife, I'm bringing sex with me.
Yeah.
So this sounds like the place that Age Orsini needs to be at some point. So.
All they have to do is get rid of COVID, because 90% of the cases.
Oh yeah. Not getting on a boat.
Yeah.
Within the next several months.
Yeah.
A year. Yeah.
Yeah.
Your 2020 plan. 2022 plans.
After that.
Absolutely. So 5, I'm going to throw a monkey wrench in everybody's program.
Ooh, we love that.
I'm going TNA.
Oh.
Wow. Now there's a million TNA themes that I could choose from.
Yeah.
Because they were all awesome.
Yeah, TNA had a good night.
So they had a nice catalog of songs. But one that will always strike a chord in my fucking heart, it's what brought me and my wife together as a couple and bonded us as a wrestling couple more so, because it was my wife's favorite wrestling theme for forever. My wife was not a big wrestling person before she met me. We got together in 2003. So she got with me right as TNA kicked off.
Yeah.
And I used to hang out with my friends, and we would do because this was when TNA was doing Wednesday night pay-per-views.
Right. They were like
Wednesday pay-per-views, right? So I was going to my friend's house. We were doing a big wrestling party every Wednesday. So for TNA, so I started, begging this chick over here. So I brought the chick over, and her first real experience of wrestling was not the WWE, was not WCW, was not ECW.
Wow.
It was TNA.
Interesting.
That was her first wrestling promotion. She always considered herself, for years, always considered herself a TNA girl until TNA did what TNA did. And she said, nah, I'm good with TNA. But yeah, so a lot of those themes from back in those days, that's her memory of wrestling. That's to her, that's like Bound for Glory was WrestleMania for my wife, right?
Right.
But the theme that forever will stay in her heart is the Motor City Machine Guns theme. The that 1967 version that they remixed or whatever. She digs the original track. The 1967, 1967. That was her favorite part. TNA remixed it obviously because of copyright, but they kept the strum in the song. So we went to the Impact Zone in Florida. We did the Webster Hall shows. We did the MCU Park shows. Whenever TNA was a guaranteed ticket for me because I always knew she was going to buy it.
Gotcha.
I have to convince her to go to WWE house shows or indie shows. But TNA was the one show where as soon as she would hear about it before me. And she would go, yo, they're going to be at Webster Hall. We're going.
Oh, nice.
And every time. Every time. There's pictures on my laptop of us when we first started dating of her.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Huge Shelly and Sabin fan. So you can imagine she came in her pants when Shelly was on NXT a few months ago when the Time Splitters.
Right.
That was the first time she heard about the Time Splitters. She was very disappointed that Shelly had another tag partner.
Oh.
But she was happy for Shelly. I'm happy for Shelly. That was an amazing moment. But that's my sleeper. If I had to do a real top 10, like really think about it, because I'm doing all this on the spot, it would still be in my top 10 to be fair. I don't know if it would be 5. It would definitely be in my top 10.
If Zoom had a longer meeting time, we would have done a 10.
Absolutely.
But I'm using the good old Holy Church of Mount Vernon Presbyterian Church Zoom, so hence why it says John Presby.
No, I thought it was a pseudonym.
No.
I've been doing my fair share of Zooming recently, so I'm used to this already.
Are you used to this? Yeah. AJ, thank you so much for being on the show. This was an absolute delight. This is a highlight of my week.
I love it. When are you coming back on my show, brother?
Hey, pick a date, pick a time. I'm working from home, so I'm very available.
I'm very available.
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome. You by any chance we'll talk off the air. But definitely. I definitely want to do something. Hey, you know what?
What?
I got something for you. I have a topic in mind. I'll hit you after. I know you're gonna wrap up here. I'll hit you with it after. But I actually have a pretty cool idea for someone like you. I think this would be cool. But go ahead. This was a fantastic time. I had a good time. The Poland Spring bottle over here got away with one because I didn't catch that when I was fixing everything up.
I got my lamp. I love lamp.
And I've dropped my cell phone and charger at least 3 times throughout the course of this entire thing.
Oh man, that's great.
Professional. Also, want to publicly apologize to you, my friend, because this is our second attempt at recording this.
Yeah.
I foobarred the first one.
It's all good, brother. Don't worry.
If it makes you feel any better, I'm paying for it. I have been in such physical pain all fucking day.
Oh, that sucks, man.
Every muscle in my body is fighting me, which is why I'm so glad that we're doing this in a sitting position. Because when this is over, I'm gonna have to creaky bone my laptop shut and everything together.
Oh, man.
I do want to humbly apologize for my miscommunication.
Brother, it's all good. It's all good. I ended up we got some things going on here in the apartment. You might hear a little bit of an echoey sound. That's because we're rearranging some things, making it more spacious. So I can handle more children's shoes coming into the house.
More children's shoes. Oh, I got to come by and pick some of those up. My son.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know if you have any that fit him at this point.
Well, I have my Brannick who measures foot. We can get through all that stuff. Brother, thank you again.
And I said, what's up, and thank you for the guest spot here.
Absolutely. We're glad to have you on, and we'll have you on again in the future or on some other to-be-seen one-off.
I am pushing for comic conversation. I want to get on.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you got dethroned, speaking of comic conversation.
Don't hurt my heart like that. Hold on. Now I definitely want a rematch. Now, hold on. You pick the topic. I'll do the research. Watch how hilarious I am in that fucking episode. I'm going to be Roger Dangerfield in that motherfucker.
Yeah, 4,800 views on that one.
Wait, which video is it?
The Power Rangers one. The new one is The Walking Dead.
Walking Dead though. That's not fair.
Yeah.
it's The Walking Dead. Like old
Yeah.
people watch Walking Dead. Everyone watches Walking Dead.
Yeah. I think a
All
lot of
right.
it was like the introduction.
All right.
Yeah.
Give me like a Star Wars system. Give me something like with a fan base already attached to it. I'll fluff those numbers up. I'll get it.
The AJ effect.
I will fillet that topic all the way to fruition.
Absolutely. We've got an all new comic conversation coming out on Monday. We do have a surprise scheduled Disc Dungeon tomorrow. So
yeah,
I'm gonna be
you're busy. You're a busy guy.
I'm a busy guy. Church music, church videos coming out on Sunday. So
incorporating God into his shit.
I love the Lord. If loving the Lord is wrong, I don't want to be right.
There you go. Stay righteous, brother.
That's right. Thank you so much, AJ. We will talk after this, and we will have you back then. This is tobeseen.com. Like, comment, subscribe, and ring the bell so that we can get all that fun stuff. We get AJ back on the show again. And make sure to download his podcast. It's absolutely excellent. If you get an insight into wrestling like you've never had before.
I will educate you people.
He'll make that brain work good.
I have I'm on episode 148 right now. So 2 weeks, August 1st, I'm going live for episode 150.
Woo!
So if you don't feel like downloading all the other episodes, I'll be live on Facebook 7 p.m. August 1st.
Excellent. Take care, and then we'll do the texty.
Yeah, well, yeah, definitely. I'm gonna go eat.
Oh, do it. Have a good one, brother.
All right, have a good one, man.